CDC says 50 to 70 million Americans have problems getting enough Z's, which is why we're kicking off Sleep Week right here on IO.
That's right. Our very own Courtney DeHoff has more.
That's right. This is the beginning of a week-long series dedicated to getting a better night's sleep, because who doesn't need a better night's sleep? I know I do. We are kicking things off with Dr. James Pinkney of Diamond Physicians to talk about sleep disorders you may not even realize you have. This is such a common thing, and I had no idea.
Absolutely.
All right, first I want to talk about restless leg syndrome, and I have to be honest, this is something if you don't have, you hear about. This is a real problem that people have.
Yeah, millions of Americans suffer from restless leg syndrome, and basically it happens when you're trying to fall asleep. You can get that sensation that you need to move your lower extremities, and you can also have a crawling, itching sensation right before it's time for bed.
Which probably makes it really hard to go to sleep, and then, you know, just kind of a restless night. How do people know if they have this?
Well, one of the causes is low iron. So one of the things that I like people to get checked during their annual physical is their serum ferritins. That's one way to figure out, hey, if you have an increased risk for restless leg syndrome. Then we can use certain things like dopamine agonists and gabapentin to treat pharmacologically restless leg syndrome. So it's kind of some of the things that I look out for as a physician.
Okay, very good. Next, let's discuss periodic limb movement. Okay, how is this different than restless leg syndrome?
You know, it's very similar, but with periodic limb movement, it actually happens when you are asleep. So if you actually wake up from sleeping and have kind of a restless feeling in the legs, movement, uncomfortable sensation, cramping, that wakes you up from sleep, that can be categorized as periodic limb movement.
Okay, very good. And then finally, I want to talk about obstructive sleep apnea. What is this?
Now, this is probably the most common sleep disorder that we have in America. And basically, you have apneic events while you're sleeping. So you actually stop breathing for a second or two. Snoring is a great symptom that you can have. And also, I want people to make sure they're going to get sleep studies if they think they have obstructive sleep apnea. That's the only way to really diagnose the disorder.
Okay, you talk about doing sleep studies. If people at home are watching, because really the key to getting a good night's sleep, we have to rule this out. What should they do? Should they come to their physician like you, get a physical? What do you recommend if someone's like, I might actually have one of these?
Right. Well, if you have excessive daytime sleepiness, absolutely see your physician, get tested so that we can figure out exactly what's causing your sleepiness. And then, of course, there's some tips that you can do before you get ready for bed. No technology in the bedroom. Your tablets and your cell phones, they emit blue light that can keep you up and disturb your sleep.
Okay, very good. There you have it, Dr. James. As always, you were wonderful, and I think this is a great way to kick off Sleep Week. We can rule these sleep disorders out, and then hopefully we can help people the rest of the week. But yeah, turn those computers off, and you'll be set. Dr. James, thank you. Oliver.